Logitech, what are you thinking? Sit on a little cloud gaming handheld for $300 when you could buy this, the Steam Deck, for $399. Logitech, you really messed this one up. Let's get into it. I'm Blaze2K. Please smash the like, hit the subscribe, and click the bell icon for more tech and gaming. Anyways, guys, let's get into it. So guys, if you watched my previous video on September 12th, which I believe was 10 days ago to this day, we talked about the leaked Logitech handheld that was going to be coming out, called the Logitech G Cloud Gaming Handheld. And it looked alright. It looked alright on the face of it, on the face of things. It looked pretty cool, looked ergonomic, looked like the size of a Nintendo Switch Lite. Looks like it ran on Android. I was like, okay, it might be good for emulation, until I saw the specs of this thing. This thing has is at least 3 times worse than probably the smartphone that you have in your pocket, right? But I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a bit optimistic. They might charge maybe like $100 for this thing or something, right? 130 would be the most I'd pay for this thing, honestly. But it's finally been announced, and the price, let's get into it. $300 for a cloud-only gaming handheld. Sure is optimistic, Logitech. Now, this article comes from Kotaku. Well, the device seems cool. Well, it seems cool. That's just about the only thing cool about it, honestly. Well, the device seems cool and could provide an easy way to stream Game Pass anywhere. It costs far too much. Now, it does look nice. They did put, by the looks of it, some good amount of time into R&D in terms of like the physical exterior of it, right? Look, it makes sure it feels comfortable to hold. It looks cool. It looks like the next gen Nintendo Switch Lite, honestly. And had it not been a cloud handheld with really crappy specs, I'd maybe be tempted to pick it up. So really, relatively small device having a relatively small device can play basically any big game on it is a cool idea, and that's what I love about Valve's Steam Deck. Oh, backwards. Steam Deck, love this thing. Go buy one. $399 for the cheapest one. So yeah, that's what I love about the Steam Deck, but the deck can be a bit bulky and its battery just doesn't last sometimes. Plus it doesn't work easily with Xbox Game Pass, so the idea of a new, smaller handheld dedicated to streaming Game Pass and Xbox titles sounds great. However, at $300, it seems too expensive in a world where the Steam Deck and Switch OLED exist at around the same price point. Okay, Kotaku. Announced today by Microsoft and Logitech, the new G Cloud gaming handheld console is a small Android-powered device built around streaming video games. 10 years ago, this would have seemed like a weird idea, but today you can stream practically every game across most platforms with enough tinkering. The idea behind this new G Cloud service is to cut the tinkering and modding and provide players with a simple, fast, and lightweight way to stream all the great games on Game Pass. First, the positives. The new Android device claims to have an extended battery life, probably thanks to the fact that it's only streaming games via the Wi-Fi connection and not actually running them natively. It boasts a solid 1080p 7-inch touchscreen, built-in controls, 3.5mm headphone jack and a button, and a stick layout similar to an Xbox controller. I also really like the look of the device. It's a bit smaller than the Steam Deck, which should be nice for folks who have smaller hands. Ladies. Take Xbox to more places with Xbox Cloud Gaming and Xbox Remote Play and the Logitech G Cloud Gaming Handheld. Details here. So I've spoken about cloud gaming in general in the past. Now, there's a few people, including in this YouTube community, on the Blaze2K channel, that have told me, Blaze, cloud gaming is actually pretty good. Like, the difference between playing it on cloud via cloud and natively isn't that much. Like, I play FPS games, Blaze. And there's no input lag, and the quality is not too bad. I've tried it myself, I will admit. I do have gigabit fiber, so I've yet to try it since getting gigabit fiber, but I'll update you in a future video on that. But my experience with cloud gaming has never been a positive one, right? I mean, it's like watching a YouTube video, and you know what YouTube videos are like compared to like watching something from a Blu-ray, right? It's like night and day. The YouTube video is compressed. You see little artifacts, stuff smudged together, not as vibrant. It stutters every now and again, especially cloud gaming. When you're playing a game via the cloud, any minute little stuttering your internet connection or the Wi-Fi connection, like if you move from room to room, more than likely it'll mess with your cloud gaming experience, and it just won't be fun. It just won't be fun. And for me, it was like it had a tiny amount of input lag. So like I'd be racing on F122 or something, and then I'd turn, and then like it turns all right, but like it just doesn't turn the micro millisecond that you'd expect it to or you're used to when you're playing it natively on like a proper console, and that really drove me nuts. I'm a perfection. I mean, I'm pretty OCD when it comes to like input latency and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, or else I would love cloud gaming. But yeah, I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to input latency and everything. And for me, it was really noticeable. Even on like the latest gen Xbox Game Pass, Steam streaming, even local streaming on your own Wi-Fi connection, your own Wi-Fi network, and your own home network, I could still notice the lag. So God help us. God help it if it's going to be coming from a server like 50 miles away, right? And then back and forth. I'm just not a big fan of cloud gaming, but I know some of you guys are, so I'm not going to bash on it too much. And I've not tried it with gigabit and fiber yet, so click the bell icon for my feature video on that. But yeah, they've announced a little handheld computer that we've already looked at the specs. It's got pretty poor specs as far as like a smartphone goes. It runs Android, so you will be able to, you know, use your Android apps, Twitter, YouTube, Netflix, you name it. Have it be like a little games console / media consumption device. And its primary focus is obviously cloud gaming. So it doesn't really need a lot like great specs for that, but I would like to have had better specs, if only just to emulate, you know, improve emulation and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, $300 for me, it's a no-go. Absolute no-go. Unless you're just like obsessed about cloud gaming, because like I said, you can get the base Steam Deck, 64 gig, for $399. Okay, and it's got micro SD expansion. You can actually open up the back and pretty easily install an NVMe SSD into your 64 gig $399 Steam Deck. And the experience will be night and day. So yeah, Logitech G Cloud gaming device, no thanks. It's a thumbs down from me. For $300, I mean $130, it maybe be barely worth it. But for $300, when you can get something like this for $100 more, or a Nintendo Switch, for goodness sake, for around the same price, no thanks. Logitech, you messed up. There's no other way to say it. Anyways, guys, I'm Blaze. Okay, please like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comment section, please, because I love reading your comments. Even if you're just skimming on this video and you're not that interested, just say something in the comments. It touches my heart. Anyways, guys, see you in the next one. Bye.